everybody, Uber Lady Charlotte here, and I'm on my way to my first job, the job that pays the bills. And I want to try to wrap up this story of my jail experience. So I'm going to skip a whole bunch of stuff and try to make this the last segment. Let's see. I know we talked about me getting ready to fight the young lady over Veloquez, me trying to protect Veloquez. Let's see. Then we all had to go back to our cells for the remainder of the day. Now, at some point in time, I'm thinking it was Sunday. Sorry about that air conditioner. Sometime during Sunday. No, yeah. I'm sorry. This was Saturday night. So Saturday night, we got to stay out for a little bit. Because I got to back it up. So we got to stay out for a little bit. But one thing that sticks out in my mind is when one of the young ladies came to me and said, because I was laying on my bed. Because I was going through, but trying to hold together on the outside because I didn't want to appear weak and become a victim. So, yeah, it's just jail, but you got some people that see that you're already down, and they'll try to kick you even more. So, on the inside, I was hurting, but on the outside, I couldn't let them see that. All right, so I remember one young lady coming to me, and she meant well. She's like, you need to come out of the cell. You just can't lay in here. You don't want to do that. It'll eat away at you. I said, I just need to make it until Monday when I go to court. She's like, yeah, I know, but it'll drive you crazy sitting in the cell. You got to come out of here. So I said, all right. I said, but there's nothing to do. I mean, what are we going to do? She was like, well, we're getting ready to go and talk to the fellas downstairs. I said, talk to the fellas downstairs. I said, how you do that? We in jail. She said, oh, you just take your mattress pad, that little thin yoga mat. She said, you take that, you take the hard plastic off of it, and you stuff it down the toilet, and then it soaks up water. So a lot of ladies are going to take their mattress pads, and they're going to take that hard blue plastic off, and they're going to soak the water out the toilet, and then we just yell down in the pipes, talk to the dude up under you, to talk to, I say, wait a minute. Y'all are getting ready to risk having added time on by destroying county property, by putting the mattress pad in the toilet, soaking up all the water in the toilet, so y'all can yell down the pipes and talk to the dude underneath your cell, in his cell. They was like, girl, yeah. She was like, girl, yeah. I said, what the hell you gonna ask him? What he doing? He doing the same shit I'm doing, sitting here in jail, wishing he can go home. So she bust out laughing. She's like, well, true. I said, y'all can't talk about going to out nowhere, the movies. You don't know. I said, how long you got in here? She said, oh, I'm in here for 5 years. But I'm just here to go to court on Monday against somebody. Oh, that's how you know about the mattress pad and soaking it out the toilet tank the toilet bowl and yelling down through the pipes. She's like, yeah, after you've been here for a while, you learn a lot of stuff. I said, yeah, you're right. You do. Because I learned to put the potato chips on top of my sandwich with the mayonnaise, and I hate mayonnaise. And I'm going to tell you something else I learned. I learned that when you go in there with your white bra and your white underwear and they let you keep it, that you are not allowed to wash your clothes in your cell in county jail. Your underwear and your bra. So the ladies taught me how to wash my stuff in the sink after the jailer had walked around and looked at everybody's door in their little glass. They taught me to wash my stuff and then hang it. You lift up your mattress and you hang it on the edge, on the side back to the wall. So you see what I'm saying? You take your underwear after you wash them, you lift up your mattress, and you hang your underwear and your bra on the back side next to the wall, across, down on the little pad thing, so it can hang down and so it can dry. But if you get caught doing that, you're gonna get added time. But I'm telling you what, I could not stay in them underwear for 3 days. I could not stay in them underwear for 3 days. I had to come out of them. So I waited till the jailer walked around. I felt like such a hardened criminal too. I washed my underwear. I ain't washed my bra because that was too much. I wasn't too quick. So I ain't washed my bra for 3 days. That's fine. I was just glad and thankful to have a damn bra. Alright, so I washed my underwear and I moved my little mattress pad and I hung them across the back side of that rail up against the wall. And that's how I dried my stuff. That's how I kept it clean. It's terrible. Alright, so now we go to court. After that, they take you, this process to get to court. I'm sorry, my arm bouncing so hard, sorry. The process to go from your cell to court is a very long process. I didn't have to be in court till like 9. But remind you, I'm up because I got to eat breakfast. And then you have to go through this kind of other processing. I don't know what they're doing, but you go from one cell to the next cell to the next cell to the next cell every few hours or every hour or so. That's just how it worked out that day. So myself and a lot of other ladies and myself, we had to go to court. And I remember one young lady I met in there. My maiden name was the same name as this young lady's name. She and I, after we all got filtered out and separated at the very end, it just became two of us in a cell. And I can't remember her name, and I wish I could contact her to see how she's doing. This young lady, I'm going to skip a whole bunch of stuff because a whole bunch of stuff happened. We was all in the holding cell together going to court. A whole bunch of stuff. But I just sat on the toilet and I just watched. I mean, because I didn't have a seat, so I had to sit down on the toilet and watch it all unfold. It was terrible. Jail is a cruel place. Anyway, so me and this young lady, we ended up in the same cell. She was about 19. And you could tell she was mentally challenged. I mean, really mentally challenged. I don't even think she should have been in jail, period. But she was at a group home, and she had acted out at the group home, and she hurt a lot of people. But she said she was telling me that she hurt them because they kept trying to hold her down, and she couldn't breathe. You know, they do those restraining moves on them, and she said she couldn't breathe, and so she said she had to fight. But I asked her, how'd you come to be in a group home? And she said that her mother had 10 kids. And she said in every child that her mother had, her mother the state took them, you know, and they all ended up in foster care. And I said, so do you know any of your brothers and sisters? And she said, well, no. She said, I do know my brother. And she said, we happened to meet one time when we was in foster care. She said, and they let us exchange addresses on where we were. So she said, so sometime he writes me letters. I said, oh, she said, but he's in foster care too. I said, oh, she said, but I can't read real good, so I used to get people to read my letters for me. I said, oh, all right. So she said, so I said, so what about your mom? She said, I haven't seen my mom but once. And she said, so I've always been in foster care all my life. That's all I know. Foster care and group homes. I told her she was mentally challenged. I said, oh, okay. I said, I noticed we got the same last name. She's like, we do? I said, yeah, we got the same last name. And I showed her my tag, and I pointed at hers. I said, see, all the letters are the same. She said, it sure is. She said, you know, I wish I had family, somebody I could talk to. So I just said, you know what? I believe we are family. I said, what do you think? What did you say your mama's name was? And she told me. So I made up this whole big story to make her think that we were related, because I just didn't want her to feel alone in there. And you talking about some hard praying that this young girl would get out of this and go back to the group home or foster care, because jail was not for her. She couldn't comply. She didn't understand complying, and that's what kept her in a lot of trouble. I hated it. So, you know, we just talked about like family reunions, and I just named people that was there. I ain't been to my family reunion since I was 8, but I just talked about my family, basically my mom and my sisters and my nieces and nephews, and she enjoyed hearing about them, you know. And I said, you know what, we got the same eyes, and look at our nose. I know we're related because our nose, but the joy on her face, I felt bad lying to her, but the joy on her face was like she finally had somebody. It made me feel good. It was a lie, but it made me feel good. So anyway, sorry about it. I had to lie to her. You know, it happens. But anyway, she did get out. After I got out, I found out that she did get out, because I called down to the jail. You know, you can see what a person's in for and all that. I learned how to do that. And she had gotten out. Oh well, I'm at the job now. And let me finish wrapping it up. Now, when it finally got time for me to go to court, and I'm being honest, 2 minutes before it was time for me to go see the judge, my public defender comes in this little cell that I'm in. Now, I'm by myself now, because right before you come out of this, when you come out of this cell, you go right into the courtroom. So, now mind you, I don't have a wig on. I got a plait sticking way out over here. No makeup. I look like a dude. I know I look like a dude because my family told me I look like a dude. They said they didn't even recognize me. Just out of them 3 days, they didn't even recognize me. So, so now I'm in this little cell. Sorry, well, Sunrise didn't do nothing, did it? So I'm in this little cell. I mean, it's tiny. It's tinier than all the other cells that I have been in, all leading up to that court time. and I got to use the bathroom. So I got two guys standing outside my door. Mind you, got that glass. You got that glass inside. So they're standing right outside my door. So I tap on the window, and the jailer answered me, and he says, well, it wasn't the jailer then, it was the sheriff then, because I'm getting ready to go into court. And he said, yes, Miss Bell. I said, I have to use the bathroom. He said, well, you have a bathroom in there, which I did have a bathroom in there, but I didn't have a bench to sit on. I had to sit on the floor because I didn't want to sit on the toilet. I got tired of sitting on the toilet from that last room. I sat in there for a couple of hours on the toilet. So I said, okay, I understand that, sir. I said, but can we get some paper to put over this window? Because the one guy, he kept standing over and looking. He was on the right side of the door, and he just kept, looking back there, looking at me every once in a while, and he'd look back. But I got to use the bathroom, right? So I said, can we get some paper to put over the door so I can use the bathroom, in private? I said, because I don't want y'all to see me use the bathroom. So he noticed that his boy, he looked over and noticed his boy, he caught his boy in that, just looking. And he said, yeah. So he told the guy to go do something else. And then he was a big dude. He stood in front of the glass, and so I could use the bathroom. And then when he came back, he moved, and he asked me, was I done? I said, yeah. Then the other dude came back, and then dude was steady looking in there. I'm like, man. So anyway, so I had to use the bathroom. Now, my public defender comes in there 2 minutes before it's time for me to go in front of the judge. And she says, so what happened? What did you do? I said, you don't know what I did? You don't know? This is your first time hearing about me? She said, yeah, I just got your case like 5 minutes ago. I said, okay, this what's gonna happen. I'm gonna defend myself. I said, thank you for everything that you were trying to do for me, but I'm gonna defend myself. I said, can't nobody tell my story like I can tell my story. So sure enough, I got up there and I told my story to the judge, and she listened. Then she asked the prosecution, which was child support. She said, why has Ms. Bell been arrested? And they looked at each other and they said, Your Honor, we really don't know. We didn't issue a warrant for her arrest. You talking about devastation flooded me. Devastation. My family sitting out there in the and I'm gonna say in the audience. It's kind of like an audience, but these people I don't know, and I'm looking rough. I got on shackles. I got on handcuffs, and it's like they treated me like I was a mass murderer. It's hard to walk in them shackles too. I'm telling you that right now. It's real hard to walk in them shackles, and they rub up against your ankle. So I just looked, and then my public defense, she was just sitting there, and so she asked me what happened. Like I said, I told her what happened, and she says, Miss Bell, I am so sorry. And all this is on my transcript. She said, I am so sorry. You were never supposed to be in here. She said, I order your release. Do you know, I almost cussed real bad just then. Do you know my public defender told me, tell the judge thank you. And you hear her say that. She said, tell the judge thank you. I said, what? Then I looked at the judge, and I said, thank you. I was so mad when they finally gave me my stuff back, my wig and my shoes and all that. It was cold. It was cold that year in January. I was so upset that I walked back. Now, my sister Nanny wasn't there. That is funny. I got to tell y'all that in that next video. I got to tell y'all that story. But she didn't come to court. It was my mama, my two daughters, and the dude I was kicking it with at the time. Well, we ended up going together, but yeah. And then my mom and them, they went home. They were waiting on me to get out of jail, be processed to get out, and they left. So, but he waited for me because it was my car and he didn't have a license, and he came down to jail to get me. I was so disgusted when they gave me all my little stuff at the end. All my little belongings, which I didn't have nothing really, just, a couple of things. But I walked back to the car, and I'll never forget it. I walked back to the car without my shoes on, with no socks on. I didn't even put on my socks. It was wintertime, with no socks. I didn't put my wig on. I just walked back to the car looking like I was looking, because I was that disgusted. And I didn't want any of those things, because as I told my family, the jail people had touched it. And I didn't want it. I didn't want to put it on, didn't do none of that. So, yeah, I got sick after that, but I don't care. But now the funny part comes in the next story about my sister when I went to her house. It is hilarious. All right, bye.